Hey guys, PSA Pokemon here. Today I want to talk about investing in Pokemon cards, and more specifically investing in modern Pokemon cards. And what I mean by that is pretty much buying sealed product and holding on to it for at least 5 years, because after that 5 year mark is really when those products are out of print and start to kind of see an uptick in price. So I wanted to make this because I know a lot of new people are coming into the hobby, and a lot of them are looking to invest in Pokemon cards. A lot of them are sports collectors, but there are, people that used to play Pokemon and so on. So I guess starting out, I have a few rules that I go by, and my number one rule is don't invest more than I can afford to lose. As with any kind of investment, that should be a rule, because obviously you still want to be able to put food on the table. You want to be able to eat. You don't want to take out a mortgage on the house just so you can maybe make some money, in Pokemon cards. So that's my first rule, guys. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, because you never know what could happen in a market. A market could crash tomorrow, and then you lose all your money, and you got to sell everything at a loss because you got to, pay rent or whatever. And don't put stuff on credit cards either, because that's not good. That's pretty much the same thing. You're taking a big risk, because if you have to pay that off, and you could get hit with interest, and this is long-term investing, so you're definitely going to have to pay that off before you sell that product. So I guess just getting into it, what I look for in a set to sit on is collectability versus playability, because in the long term, playability of the set doesn't really matter. It's more collectability. So what I mean by collectability is I look for the chase cards, like what chase cards are in the set, what unique artwork's in the set, what it offers for collectors, essentially, because at the end of the day, that's who's going to be buying those sets in the future, are collectors looking for those chase cards. So what do I mean by chase cards? Usually it's like the top Pokemon. Charizard obviously is like the biggest one. Then there's Pikachu, Bulbasaur, there's Blastoise, Venusaur. There's a lot of specific collectors out there that collect specific Pokemon, but I would say the big ones are definitely Charizard, because everybody knows the Charizard tax. And then I would say Pikachu is a strong second. Lugia is another one. Eevee and all the, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Umbreon, all those. And then you have random collectors, like there's, Snorlax collectors out there and all that kind of stuff. But so that's what I look for in a set. So I guess I'll start with just like kind of what I'm finding on shelves now. I'm not going to go too far back beyond that point. So I'll start with Hidden Fates, because Hidden Fates is kind of the oldest of the sets I'm going to be talking about mostly. And I am still finding it on shelves very rarely, but I am, and I know there's a reprint coming. So Hidden Fates, I think, is a great set to invest in. You have a lot of the key elements I talked about just recently. There's the Charizard in there. There's a couple Charizard cards, I believe. Then you have like Mewtwo's in there. Mewtwo's another big Pokemon that a lot of people like to collect. You have the Eevee, the Charmander. You have the Espeon, Umbreon. There's a lot of cards in there that are pretty good to collect. You have Ho-Oh, I believe, is in there. Ho-Oh is another Pokemon. It's not quite as popular, but there are a lot of Ho-Oh collectors out there. And if you guys can find it at retail, I think it's a really good investment, because I think that set's just going to go up because of the Charizard tax in it, and with all those other Pokemon in there, it's just a solid set. There's a lot of cards in it, a lot of good artwork. I think it's a solid set at retail. I'm not sure I'd be paying much over retail. I mean, with the Elite Trainer Box reprints, you kind of are, because I think retail's MSRP was $50, I believe, and right now just the pre-orders for the reprint are like $150, which I still think is a good buy, because I could see the boxes were up to $300 before the reprint was announced. So I think Hidden Fates is a good set. Like I said, I have seen it a few times on shelves. Another thing I should mention about collecting modern, you really don't want to invest too much too quickly, because there's always the chance of reprints. Just like with Hidden Fates, a lot of people are investing in Hidden Fates like crazy, and especially the Elite Trainer boxes, because they thought the set was out of print. There was no more announcements of it coming out, so then a bunch of people went out and bought Elite Trainer boxes to $200, and they were selling for a time around $300, I believe, and then now they're back down to $150. So that's another thing you got to look at. But if you hold on to it for the long game, I mean, they'll get back to that price and above it. I'm confident in it. It's a good set to invest in. So I would definitely say if you want to invest in Hidden Fates, you can find it at your local Target, Walmart. Definitely pick it up, sit on it, and just put it in a box in storage and forget about it, essentially. The next set I did find, which was weird, I found Shining Legends at the store, which is really random because that's a pretty old set. Shining Legends, though, is another great set. You have a lot of collectible Pokemon in there again. You have Lugia, Ho-Oh, you have the Mewtwo, everybody calls him, Mew, and they have the shiny artwork, which is pretty unique because it's like the old Shining Pokemon way back in Wizard of the Coast days, but a little bit different. And they haven't really done anything like that since. So as far as collectability, I think a lot of collectors are kind of going to chase that and complete that set, and as far as getting graded or just binder copies. But so I think it's a good set to invest in because I think the prices are going to go up. I have a few some of Shining Legend products too that I'm sitting on, and prices have gone up from when I looked, 6 months ago. And obviously I know the market's crazy right now, but I think that set is definitely going to continue to go up over time. The next set a lot of people are talking about is Darkness Ablaze. I personally don't really like Darkness Ablaze as far as collectability. I know there's a Charizard in there, but it's not much of... I think there's 2 Charizard. Yeah, there's 2 Charizards in there, but that's about it. There's not a lot of other chase Pokemon in there, or chase cards. I mean, I like Darkness Ablaze for the Charizard VMAX, but that's really about it. I mean, you could just buy a couple Charizard VMAXs and sit on them if you wanted to do that. Obviously, the set's going to go up. I think any set you buy is going to go up over time. It's just about, maximizing that growth. One set could go up 10% a year, 5 years down the road, and another set could be going up 20-30%. And I would rather be in the set that has the higher growth than the lower growth, right? And I think you guys would all agree with that. So then the next set I wanted to talk about was Champion's Path, because there's a lot of people... Obviously, the Champion's Path hype is real. Champion Path, not a bad set. I mean, the only thing it's really got going for it would be the 2, obviously the Charizard tax again, the 2 secret rare Charizards. And then if you buy the Elite Trainer box, you get the Charizard promo for it. So I think I'm going to sit on a couple cases of the Elite Trainer boxes just because you're guaranteed a Charizard full art. And that's huge down the road. A lot of people are going to want that card. And the secret rares actually do look really good. They're really nice looking cards. I pulled a few myself, and I'm also buying a couple. I'm going to grade everything. I'm probably going to sit on them for a while. And I do want some for my personal collection because, like I said, they do look really nice. So if you are going to invest in Champion's Path, if you can find the Elite Trainer boxes at retail, I would invest in the Elite Trainer box just because you get 10 packs. And you get that Charizard promo for $50. So I think that's a good deal. I mean, you can obviously buy the pin collections and stuff too. It's just, I think if I'm going to put $50 into something, I'd rather put $50 into the Elite Trainer box than put $50 into a couple pin collections. So then I guess I'm going to talk about more about collectability, what I mean by collectability. So I have a couple examples here. I have this Flashfire booster box, and back when I bought this, I think this set came out in 2016, I believe, so about 4 years ago, close to 5. I think it was at the start of 2000. I'm not exactly sure, but this set has 7 Charizard cards in it. There's 7 Charizard cards in this set. So that makes this set super collectible and super sought after. So these boxes I knew at the time were going to go up in price. It's essentially just a Charizard set. I mean, there's even Charizard on the box. You got one up here, one in the front, and I don't think there's any more on it. No, there's not. So with 7 Charizard cards in one set, obviously I knew that was going to go up. So that's the reason why I bought a couple cases of these. And I'm slowly selling them off. I have a few left. I think I have like 4 left. But that's an example of collectability. obviously Charizard collectors, Flashfire Charizard themed set. It's gonna go up in value, 100%. Another thing I forgot I should talk about, I guess, Vivid Voltage, because that's the newest set that just came out. Vivid Voltage is a great set. I would, if you can find Vivid Voltage booster boxes, sub $90, and you can. I found them, even with the reprints coming and all that stuff. They're kind of hard to find, but you can. I would definitely buy them. Vivid Voltage is a great set, and I actually have some cards up here that I was going to grade from Vivid Voltage that I haven't really put in sleeves yet. So with Vivid Voltage, you have obviously the Pikachu cards, but these amazing rare cards look really good, and they're really unique. And so I think a lot of people are going to want to collect these in the future, as long as Pokemon doesn't like put, you know, like 500 amazing rare cards in every single set. You know, they don't put like 5 in every set for the next 10 years. As long as it's only like a couple sets have amazing rares and then they're done with amazing rares, I think amazing rares are going to do really good. You also have Pikachu is the main theme of Vivid Voltage. So, and like I said earlier in the video, Pikachu is like one of the most collectible Pokemon. So, you know, with having Pikachu in there, obviously it's going to be a sought after set. People are going to want to collect that card. You have you have Lugia. Lugia is another collectible, and then you have like these random. I think there was a Jolteon back here somewhere that I put down. There's a Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon. Big chunk is Pikachu here. And then I have just more. The Rayquaza. I think the Rayquaza is going to be the most expensive card as far as collectability of the amazing rares, just because there's Rayquaza is another one of those Pokemon that there's a lot of collectors out there for him. And it's just, I think it's the best looking amazing rare so far. It just looks really good. So, and then also you have Charizard, just a non-holo and a reverse holo Charizard in the set, and then you can get, you know, obviously the holo Charizard from the theme decks, but that's not really in a booster box. So with these, what I do, I guess there's two ways you could invest. You could break boxes and sell the singles. I don't do that because I think it's more focused around the actual game, the TCG. And obviously right now with all the restrictions and the pandemic and stuff, not a lot of people are playing the TCG because there's no tournaments or anything like that I know of. But I think even if you break boxes and stuff like I do, I break some and I sit on some. That's how I do it. What I do is I always send my stuff to PSA, the full arts, the textured full arts, and then Pokemon that people collect, like Jolteon, and this is Steelix. I feel like there are Steelix collectors out there, and this is just a full art. But I feel like if this comes back at 10, I can probably get $40 to $50 out of it, and that's not a bad return on investment, really. And I think the amazing rares, they'll probably be $100 cards right out of the gate from PSA 10. Pikachu is probably, I would say 100, maybe upwards to 150. And then the VMAX would probably be 150 upwards of that. And then obviously the secret rare would probably be like close to $1,000 card. Maybe not that high. I'd say like 800. But that's what I do. So like all these cards, I feel like I can get $40 for them if they come back at 10. I might sit on them for a while. But I'm okay with doing that because I'm not super stressed for cash. Like I said, I don't put money in that I can't afford to lose. So I'm okay with sitting on these cards. So Vivid Voltage, great set. I would definitely invest in it if you guys don't have some already. You still have time. It just came out. So, I mean, it's going to be printed probably for like 2 years. So, I mean, you have plenty of time. Another set I wanted to talk about was Evolutions, because I know the Evolutions hype is real. And Evolutions came out in, I believe, 2017, and you're still finding products on shelves. So you guys need to think about that, because that just means there's a ton of it everywhere. Pokemon printed the crap out of Evolutions. And I'm not saying it's not a good set, because it is. It's a good set to invest in. I just don't know about right now, because the hype is so real on Evolutions. We saw a dip. I mean, we saw booster boxes jump up to $500 in like a month from $100. And then you saw a dip where they were going about $400, and now you're kind of starting to see them go back up a little bit. So if you guys want to invest in it, I think it's a good investment. But with the hype on that and Pokemon still having evolution product come out, you might see those numbers come down even more before you find the bottom, before it's officially out of print, if you guys understand what I'm saying there. So obviously when it's officially out of print, that's when the prices start to go up. But there's so much supply for it, it might be a little while before those prices go up. So if you find like evolutions at the store, like I found a couple evolutions Elite Trainer boxes, I definitely pick them up. I think it's definitely a good buy. At retail, I wouldn't pay over retail for those. Booster boxes are different because I don't think you're going to find much of those anymore. That just depends if you want to sink. I mean, if you got one at around 300, it probably wouldn't be a bad deal. But that's up to you guys. It all depends on your capital and how much you have to spend. But I also wanted to talk about investing in rarity versus popularity. So a good example of this would be how rare a card is versus how popular the set is. So obviously Evolution is super popular because of it's a base set reprint, and obviously base set got super popular with all the Logan Paul stuff, and it just went up from there. So people turned to Evolutions to try to pull the Charizard because they wanted that card, and you guys know what's going on from there. So rarity versus popularity. There are current cards that are actually pretty rare that are worth a lot of money that people overlook. And I think rarity long-term has a lot better value than popularity does. And what I mean by that is, so the special, I don't have it in front of me because I sent it off to PSA, but I got a few of those special delivery Pikachu promo cards. And what it was is essentially you went to PokemonCenter.com if you're in the US, and you paid $20 and you got this promo holographic Pikachu card. That card, you only had to spend $20 to get it, and right now that card is selling on eBay raw for about $80. And when it first came out, it was selling for about $30. And the reason why that's a rarity is because it was a super specific release. It doesn't seem like it was very long. I mean, they could reprint it again, we don't know. But as of right now, there's no signs of it. So it's super low pop, I'm going to assume. I guess we don't know that. But a lot of collectors want that card, and it's a really rare card. It was a very short time. You had to be in the U.S. to receive it. Or you could be in Canada too, so I guess U.S., Canada. And it's a Pikachu card, so there's a collectability aspect there. So I think if you guys wanted to pick that card up, still a really good buy, even at $80, because I could see that card being... And from all the ones I saw that I got, none of them were 10s, and from what I've been seeing online and stuff, they're pretty bad as far as getting scratches or print quality, as far as centering and stuff. So finding a 10 in that card, I could easily see that card $1,000 in less than a year. I really could. But again, that's all based on if Pokemon doesn't print them somewhere else or again or whatever. But going back to evolutions and rarity versus popularity, here I have this is a 20th anniversary Japanese CP6 box, which is just evolutions in Japanese is all it is. It's their 20th anniversary box, but they just called it CP6 over there. Sorry, it's off center here. But really awesome box. So these boxes right now are going for about $1,200. And obviously the evolution boxes are going, like I said earlier, probably around $400. I think I haven't looked up the prices too recently. But this is just another one of those examples that scarcity, not really scarcity, but rarity, it's more controlled print. They didn't print a mega ton of these, and it's sought after because obviously it's base set reprint. So Japanese cards are really good to invest in too. It's just about knowing what to kind of invest in. So I have some examples over here as far as Japanese promos, and these are exclusive, so these would be, again, in the rarity category. So this is the most recent one I have. This is a 2019. It's the what you did, you bought it was called the Limited Collection Master Battle Set, and you got 2 promo cards in it. And one of those promo cards was this. I bought a couple of the sets for, I believe, around 600, but I think when they first came out, they were nowhere near that, but I kind of got them late. But this is another example. Unique artwork. You can't get it in English, at least not yet. I mean, I don't think it will ever go in English, but a really good looking card. Not a lot of people know about it, so I feel like this is going to maintain its price, and it's not going to fall as quickly because there's not as many people that hold this as opposed to an Evolutions booster box, because there's probably a million people, not really, but a ton of people out there that are sitting on Evolutions boxes, and if all those flooded the market right away, the price would just tank, which is why you kind of saw the prices come down a little bit. But with this, even if they all flooded the market, they would come down a little bit, but I feel like there's enough collectors out there that would want this card versus how much supply there is, supply-demand kind of thing, that it wouldn't be too bad. Another example in Japanese would be this one. This is the 20th anniversary promo card. Collectability-wise, it's got Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. Awesome, and it's the 20th anniversary. It's a promo. This card right now is worth quite a bit of money, a few grand, I think, at least. I haven't checked on those either. And then another good example would be these 2 cards. I got them backwards. Crossover Pikachu and Luigi. Pikachu, Mario, and Luigi cards. Awesome cards, Japanese exclusive. You can't get them in English. And these cards themselves are a few grand each, I think. I think together they're probably about $3,500. So those are just examples of Japanese exclusive cards. And so finding rare cards, rarity cards, you can find them in Modern. Like I said, this one is 2019. That Pikachu special delivery just came out this year, last month. So those are things that I would invest in if you're short on cash. If you don't have a lot of capital and you're looking for like the best return on your investment, kind of bang for your buck, definitely look at rarer items like that. And this is talking strictly Modern. Obviously, if you want the best bang for your buck, I would go invest in vintage all day. The older, the better. Wizard of the Coast era, graded would be the best. So that's, I think, all I have, guys. I know I kind of just rambled. I don't really write anything down, so it's just kind of off the top of my head. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask below. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I think I'm going to start a series where every new set that comes out, I'm going to kind of talk about it as far as an investment standpoint, and I hope that will kind of, maybe you guys will like that. I'd like talking about that kind of stuff. So, again, if you have any questions, I'll just sum it up real quick. If you find Hidden Fates on the shelves, I would buy it right now. Shining Legends, I would buy that if you find it on the shelves. Champion's Path, I think we'll see a lot of that. That'll be around for a while. So if you want to, yeah. Vivid Voltage, I think, is a great set if you can find it for cheap. Black Friday is going on soon, so if you can find some cheap deals on it, I'd definitely buy it. Great set to invest in. So thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for the ramble. I know it's a 23-minute video right now. I hope at least one of you guys found this interesting. Again, any questions, just ask below. I'm sure I missed something or was unclear on some things. So thanks again, guys.